So Jamal Niaz here with Ray Santiago, star of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. A lot of people are so excited to see you here. How great is it to be here at the For the Love of Horror? And is anyone that you're geeking out about being around?
Okay, so yeah, it's always nice to come over and make the trip and meet fans in different countries. It warms my heart. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a soldier. But I am touching some people in the right way. That came out wrong. I'm making people's lives better, and I'm reminded when I come to these things that characters last a long time and they make an impression, and to see how excited people get, it makes me feel like I am fulfilled. It brings me joy, because it's not easy to land on a show like this. It takes a very long time to be selected, and lots of work. So everything lined up perfectly for me to be on this show. So I'm just always excited to meet the fans and bring some more joy to them. And
how cool was it working directly with Ash himself, Bruce Campbell, absolute icon of horror, isn't he? He helped spawn the Evil Dead franchise into the Goliath that it is today. We've got Alyssa Sutherland here as well, who's like the new face of Evil Dead.
Yeah, you asked me if who I was geeking out about, and I'd say that I was, I went in to watch that movie and I was a little skeptical. I was like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've got some high, you got some big shoes to fill. And she freaking killed it. She's so good. And I was just so happy to see the Evil Dead world sort of evolve into the way that it did. And I'm really, really happy to see a female sort of killing it. Pun intended. And Lauren, I would say I just watched Terrifier. Her name's Lauren, right? Yeah. I watched Terrifier, the second one, and I was so impressed just at kind of how sort of like an icon, sort of like when you have that final girl, it was very much that, and she owned it. And she's pretty hot, so I have to say that I was just like, wow, she's gorgeous. So I hope that it just opens up more doors for her, because she killed it in that movie as well.
Art the Clown in the Evil Dead universe, that would be absolutely nuts, wouldn't it?
Yeah, could I possibly be could there be a crossover where Pablo is possessed and is working with Art the Clown? Or maybe, most likely that wouldn't happen, and what would happen is Art the Clown would be torturing Pablo and he would be saved by Lauren, right? I'm so jet lagged that I just said her name.
Lauren, yeah.
And Lauren. Okay. Yeah, there you go. There's the plot for, mixing the universes. But yeah, wouldn't it be great if there was an Ash versus Evil Dead / Evil Dead, mixing the, multiverse of the Evil Dead franchise? I think people would really like it. And you never know. I mean, Bruce is still with us, so
he is.
You never know.
And there's 3 different books, which essentially separates 3 different universes, like you said. So a multiversal crossover. That's what we'd like.
Did you tell me that earlier? Because someone said there's 3 different books, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so there's a book in the original trilogy, in 1 and 2. There's another book in Army of Darkness. There's a book in the original trilogy. There's a book in the 2013 remake, and there's a new book in Evil Dead Rise as well. So there's 3 different books that signifies 3 different universes.
So which book was on my face? The Necronomicon Ex Mortis? Isn't that what it's called?
From the original trilogy, from Ash's trilogy. Because that's part of that continuity, isn't it?
You know more than I do.
I'm a representation of the nerds here today.
I am all for representation. Can't be mad at that.
Exactly.
We're here because you guys are here, and it's wild because the fans are like they're so they're diehard, they're so loyal, and it's a reminder to me every time I see you guys that, like, you know, what we did was good. We didn't know if people were gonna like it. We took a chance. I mean, I had to kind of be confident and not think twice about what I was doing with Pablo, and I think it worked. Sometimes there are times in my life where, like, I will just like tap into like some sort of confidence, and it just drives me to the place that I need to go. And it's funny when that happens, because there's a lot of times when, like, you don't have that confidence and you are doubting yourself. And for some reason, maybe it's because deep down inside, like, I just trusted that, like, for me as a person, I've always wanted to be a superhero. I've wanted to be a hero for, you know, like little kids looking up to, like, you know, like Latino, queer community. We don't have that kind of representation, or we didn't have it when I was growing up. So to kind of be able to do that just kind of made me feel like you got to do this right. There's no looking back and no self-doubt. So it's interesting when that happens. I think it's meant to be.
And how key was Bruce in making you feel confident in the role? Because he is like the face of the franchise. He always will be, even when there's new iterations. Like, him and Sam Raimi, the godfathers of Evil Dead, and they always will be. So what was it like working with the godfather himself?
So Bruce has taught me so much. He's like my, you know, racist TV dad. Not Bruce Ash, but Bruce is like a father figure to me. I had no idea that I was going to get so much insight and knowledge from him, and respect. And it was, he treated us so well, and he made sure that we were always taken care of. And he didn't really take anyone's bullshit. If he didn't think something was working, he would say it. But he taught me to hit my mark. He taught me when to conserve your energy and when to, you know, blow your load. You know, and so there were little things that I learned. And as we went on to like series 2 and 3, there would be moments where we would look at each other when we would be setting up shots and rehearsing, and we would do this all the time, and we talk about it, where everyone's setting up this ridiculous scene, and we would just find each other's eyes and be like, okay, this is what we're doing today. Like, and it would just be just kind of madness, because it's like, so they're throwing green slime on us, so there's poo coming out at us, or there's nothing ever really there, which prepared me for, I would say, so much more, like working on this show. Now whenever I'm auditioning for stuff, I can immediately just, like, you know, imagine if there's 3 people in the scene, I can make, you know, look at you and talk to you, but then I can talk to you over here and talk to you over here, and then all of a sudden there's a car crash, and on Ash, because everything was an X mark and green screen, for certain things, you know, it really kind of like sharpened that skill. So I think what I'm really saying is that Bruce and I had a really great time playing pretend.
If you could see the Deadites go up against any horror icon, who would it be? And then we've seen the Evil Dead franchise venture away from the cabin in the woods now. We've seen it go to an apartment block in a city. Where else could it go? That's a lot to handle.
Where else could it go? I mean, why can't we go to space?
I knew you was going to say it. I was thinking of space as well.
I mean, we could go to space. I think we could. Let me think for a second. I don't know. I think space is good because we haven't gone there, but it would be weird. But I could see it. I could see it. I could see us finding our way to the future where we left Ash and then sort of taking off into space. Let me think. Could we have we could have like underwater in a submarine.
That would be cool.
We could have how about this? How about we have this like meta New Nightmare situation where it's like we're at a con. This is actually like a premise that my friend was like telling me. He's like, you should do a movie where like you're at a con and then someone gives you the Necronomicon as a gift, and then the Necronomicon like possesses you and takes you over you, but it's like you as Ray. And so it would be kind of cool for us to fight because, you know, we all fought each other, but it'd be cool if we fought, if Bruce fought Ash, if Kelly fought Dana, if Pablo fought Ray. So we take it from the movies and we bring it to real life. I'm so sad I never got to work with Wes Craven. It was like my biggest it was just my biggest dream. I just watched The New Nightmare the other night because I like to watch movies, Halloween movies or scary movies before Halloween, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is New Nightmare was weird but different. Anyway, yeah,
great precursor to Scream as well, wasn't it? Kind of like set up that meta approach to horror that we hadn't really seen before, and definitely we hadn't seen before with an icon like Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, as well, mentioned him. The first part of the question was putting a Deadite or a group of Deadites against a horror icon. Putting them in the dreams with Freddy Krueger. Imagine Freddy Krueger going into a Deadite's head. That would be crazy.
Well, Freddy is my favorite. It's like my absolute favorite, and I feel like one day there will be another reboot or TV show or something, and I'm too old to be somebody that he's trying to chase after or whatever. But I would like to see it. Although, I mean, I don't know if I could deal without Robert. But there was somebody who I was told was I forget who it was. I'm not going to say because I don't know. Allegedly. Anyway, next question.
Speaking about that, actually, there were talks, like the planned sequel to Freddy vs. Jason was meant to be Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash. Did you know about that? That was actually meant to happen and it got cancelled.
Yeah, so that's not going to work out.
That would have been crazy.
There's too much going on. Yeah, there's 3 number 1s.
Yeah. I'd love to see it though. Maybe we can see it one day. I don't know.
Hey, maybe. You never know. That would be wild. I mean, Freddy and Ash fighting each other obviously would be pretty hilarious to watch because, you know, it's like they have got good banter, but I'm not quite sure what
Jason's not going to
have much to say, so it's going to be awkward.
It's just going to be a machete versus a chainsaw versus the claws of Freddy Krueger. So it's who comes out on top. We'll have to wait and see. Last one. What is the scary... You look sad that it's the last question. Or is that like a...
No, I'm so happy.
What is the scariest moment you've ever seen in a horror film? What is the one that always brings shivers down your spine whenever you think about it?
I mean, I don't know. I recently saw the Saw movies and I was pretty squirmy. Like, I'm normally not squirmy, and I was just like squealing. So I would say for me that. Also, there was a couple things in Midsummer that like freaked me out. And yeah, even in Hereditary.
Yeah.
Like, I love when things just, you don't see them coming and they're just like, oh, that just happened. Didn't see that coming. But yeah, I'd go with those.
Awesome. 2 great choices. Ari Aster is definitely one of the new forces in horror. He is absolutely terrifying, everything that he's doing. But yeah, I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a tremendous weekend here in Manchester. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.